There are several paid technologies that make students' lives easier, but they are very expensive. Luckily enough, many of such technologies have been made available to the Ashesi community, but still many students don't take advantage of them. Mind you, many of these things were spoken about during the orientation period, but I guess there are always going to be people who don't pay attention when they need to. Probably there are some people who know about these technologies, but they don't use them because they don't quite understand how they work. And so, in response to this, I'm creating a video series titled Basic Technologies and Ashesi Students Needs, in which I'll be exploring many of these technologies one by one and demonstrating how they work and why you should be using them. Hello, I am Ryan from the class of 2025 at Ashesi University, majoring in computer science. So this video is the first video in a series titled Basic Technologies and Ashesi Student Needs. And as the video's title suggests, today we'll be talking about cloud storage with OneDrive and Microsoft 365 in general. But before anything, there are some basic things you have to know. Number one is that Microsoft Office apps like Microsoft Word and PowerPoint are not free. They cost real money. If you were to buy Microsoft Word alone, you'd spend about $159. But if you're using these apps for free, most likely you have a fake or pirated or cracked or a hacked version, which is not pretty and not safe at the same time. The next thing you have to know is that as an Ashesi student, you have a Microsoft 365 subscription, which essentially gives you two things. Firstly, it gives you free access to a variety of Microsoft softwares like Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and many more. This means that you can use all these apps with your Ashesi email and password. That's right, your Ashesi email is not just a normal email. It can be used for every school-related thing. The advantage of using Microsoft Office 365 is that it's very secure compared to the fake pirated version, and you'll get all the latest software updates from Microsoft, meaning that you'll always be using the latest version and the most powerful version of all these apps. So uninstall that your fake Microsoft Office and head over to portal.office.com on a web browser to install Office 365. So yeah, if you want to uninstall your fake version of Microsoft Office that you have installed on your laptop, if you're using a Windows laptop, you should just search for the control panel, open it, and then you should go to uninstall the program over here. On this list, you should find your Microsoft Office version. Here it says Office 365 because I've installed 365. But you probably see, I don't know, 2016 or 2007, depending on the version of Microsoft Office that you have. So to install our Microsoft Office, we have to go to portal.office.com on a web browser, and we'll be asked to enter our Ashesi email and password. Once you are in, to install Office, you have to just click on this button and then click on Office 365 apps. But then come down here instead because there's something I would like to show you. So over here you can see this is like a back end or a dashboard for your Office 365 subscription with Ashesi University. And if you click on this button, you will see all the subscriptions, like everything that your Office 365 subscription by Ashesi University gives you access to. So these are all the things you can have access to, all the Microsoft products you can have access to with your Office 365 subscription provided by Ashesi University. As you can see, Office 365 for students. So yeah, let's go back and install our Microsoft Office. So you click on Install Office and you click on Office 365 apps. The download will start automatically, and you download this file called office setup.exe. So once you download it, you just double click on the setup and then it will just start installing. Just wait for it to get finished and you are good to go. The second thing an Office 365 subscription gives you as an Ashesi student is 1 terabyte of cloud storage. Microsoft operates a file storage service called OneDrive that allows users to store their files in remote locations that look like this, and then the files can be accessed through the internet. Unless you want just 5 gigabytes of storage, this service, OneDrive, is not cheap because they are literally storing your files in their hard drives, keeping them secure for you and making them available to you via the internet. That's a lot of work. But Ashesi has generously made 1 terabyte of OneDrive cloud storage available for each and every student. So you don't have to keep everything only on your laptop or on an external hard drive, which are very unreliable. But you can rest assured that your files are safely stored online, and you can even access your files on all your devices at the same time. That is your phone, your tablet, your iPad, your computer, any device at the same time. So OneDrive should be on your computer if you already installed Office 365. To set up OneDrive, all you have to do is to log in to OneDrive with your Ashesi email and password. So you can find OneDrive down here if you are using Windows, and it's represented by this cloud looking kind of icon. So as you can see, it says OneDrive Personal up to date. OneDrive Personal there is my personal OneDrive because I signed into OneDrive on this laptop with my personal email and password. So it means I have 5 gigabytes of storage. So if you want to take advantage of the 1 terabyte storage, you need to sign into OneDrive with your Ashesi email and password instead. So if I click on this icon here, I can go to settings, and I can go to settings again, and then I'll see add an account. So you have to enter your Ashesi email here, click on sign in. You may be prompted to enter your password, so just enter it just in case. But for me, they didn't prompt me since my Ashesi email is already linked to my laptop. So just click next. Okay, it says a OneDrive folder already exists on this PC. This is because I had already linked my Ashesi OneDrive with this laptop, and I just signed out just to be able to explain it on this video. So I'll just use the same folder. Loading. Okay, so after everything is done, click next. This is just an animation explaining how to use OneDrive. Click next. So there are 3 modes. If a file on your OneDrive shows with this cloud icon, it means the file is only available online and you cannot access it on a laptop without an internet connection. If a file shows this icon, it means you can only access it online, but then if you double click on it, it will download onto your laptop locally, and then you'll be able to access it offline from that time. And if a file shows like this, it means that it's available both online and offline, and you can use it even without an internet connection. Well, it may not make sense, but I will explain better along the line. You'll get it. Next, so they are asking us to install the mobile app. As I earlier said, OneDrive. With OneDrive, you can store your files on the cloud, and then you can access your files on all your devices at the same time. So you can get the mobile app, you can click here, or you can just click on later. By the way, if you want to get the mobile app, you need to go to your phone, either iOS or Android. Go to the Play Store or the App Store and just search OneDrive. You'll find it and download it. So let me go to my phone and set up OneDrive on my phone. So I will just go to the Play Store and search for OneDrive. So this is it. Click on install. So once it's installed, I click on open, and you need to give it these permissions. Allow it to access photos and media on your device. Allow. So yeah, you need to sign into OneDrive with your Ashesi email and password. So I'll click on sign in, and I'll write my Ashesi email, and then I'll write my password. Okay, so we are in OneDrive in our phone. So we are back on the laptop, and I'll just click on open my OneDrive folder. As you can see, I've been using OneDrive for a long time, so there are so many files there. So, but for you, it should be empty probably. So yeah, this is the tick I was talking about before. This is the cloud, and this is the other tick. This cloud signifies that everything in this folder is not on the computer, it's online, and if I want to use it, I will have to download it. For example, this PDF. If I want to use this PDF, I will have to download it first. Available, as you see, available only when online. So if I double click on it, it will automatically download before opening on my laptop. Okay. So you may decide to store your files both locally and online if you have space on your laptop. But then if you don't have space on your laptop, you may want to store your files only online, and then you download them whenever you want to use them. So if I have space and I want to store online and locally, what I have to do is to locate this OneDrive Ashesi University. Right click on it, go to and click on always keep on this device. So if I click on always keep on this device, everything in my OneDrive Ashesi University will always be stored both on this device and online. But then there may be just one or two folders which I want to keep always on my device. So I will just go to the folder and right click on it, and I'll click on always on this device. Or there may just be one file I may want to keep on this device. I'll just right click on that file and click on always on this device. As you can see, this one is ticked, meaning that it's already always kept on this device. Now let's go back to our phone. So on the phone, you can see home. Let's go to files. Okay, you can see all the files that were on my laptop earlier. Go to share. You can see all the files that have been shared with you. Go to libraries. Go to me. So if you come to me, you'll be able to see all the files that are available offline. You click on files available offline. They will show you all the files that are available offline. So since we have not set anyone to be available offline on our phone, it's showing us nothing. If you go to files, you can select some files and make them available offline. See this toggle here. So if I click on this, it will download it and will make it always available offline. If I click on this again, it will make it only available online, so I can only access the files when I have an internet connection. So that is it. All right, so let's say I create a file over here, create a Word document, and I call it test. Since OneDrive is synced online, anything I create on my phone is automatically reflected on my laptop. So if you go back to the laptop, you can see test under here. So let's edit this document. This is a test for the video. Okay, if I click to accept the changes. So if I open the test on my laptop, you should see the things I have written on the phone. Give it some time. Okay, you can see it. This is the test for the video. So OneDrive syncs everything online, and everything you do on your OneDrive on one device automatically reflects on the other devices. So one very good feature of OneDrive is version control. Version control means you can come back to old versions of some files after you have edited them. Let me just show you. So let's say this test document I created on my phone, I open it, and then I edit it. Let's say I write some text. Okay, so if I save it and I close it, right? If I come and right click on this test, you will see, if I go to OneDrive, you will see version history. If I click on version history, it will show me all the versions of this file that has ever existed. So if I click on this one from 2 minutes ago, this is the first version of the file which I created on my phone. If I click on this one, this is the version of the file which I just edited and saved just now. So if you make changes to your assignment or an essay, perhaps, you may go back to previous versions of that essay. Maybe if there's an error you did in some of the recent versions, you may go back to the previous versions and then just continue from there. So if you want to go back to this version, I will just click on download, and then it will just ask me where to store the file. Let me store it on my desktop. And then if I go to my desktop, I should see test somewhere. There it is. If I double click on it, you see this is the first version of test that we created. To demonstrate this version control feature, let me take you to one of my assignments. Written an oral communication essay. So if you check the version history of this file, you'll see a lot of versions. So let's say I made an error somewhere along the line. I can go back to any version. As you can see, they are writing the time and the date I made the change. So I can go back to any version and then just continue from there. It's a very, very neat and useful feature. I've used it very, 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 very much. So this was just a little overview about OneDrive. There are so many more features OneDrive has which I have not covered in this video, but this is enough to get you started. Ashesi has made provisions such that your capstone or your project or your file should never ever get missing. So you are supposed to be using OneDrive to back up the files. So we have come to the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching to the end, and because you have gotten to the end, I will give you some bonus information. So if you have noticed, my OneDrive looks very organized, and I make sure that I back up everything that is important. For example, if you go to my freshman folder, classes and courses, you'll see courses for semester 1. Let's go to FDE, for example. You see everything backed up very nicely, and I have screenshots and so on and so forth. So in order to achieve this, I create folders for everything. I create folders for everything that I think is important. I create folders even for the ASC. They send different things on our emails each day. So anything I find important, anything I think I would like to refer to again in the future, I just create a folder and name it appropriately, and then I store it there. And also, another useful tip. Let's say you are browsing and you come across a web page that you would like to store and then come back to it in the future. For example, you are going through Udemy for online courses and you come across this course for Python for beginners, and you like to store it such that you will not need to search for it again next time. On your browser, you can store it as a bookmark or as a favorite. The name can vary based on the browser. So in order to create a favorite or in order to store a page as a favorite, when you're on the page like this, hit on your keyboard, press Ctrl and D. I believe it will be Command and D for the Mac users. If you press Ctrl and D, you'll see this pop-up window appears. They're asking me to name this web page, and then they're asking me where to store it. So if you click on more, this is like the bookmark manager or the favorites manager as it's called on my browser. By the way, I'm using Microsoft Edge browser. So I can store it where I want to store it. I can create different folders in my favorites or my bookmarks, and then I can store different files, different web pages for future use. Let me show you my Ashesi bookmarks here. So there are a lot of resources concerning Ashesi, which I've just stored here. A lot of web pages and links and so on, student websites, forms to fill, and other stuff. So yeah, this is a very useful feature. I think it's available in any browser, and the name may vary. On this browser it's called favorites, but on other browsers it may be called bookmarks or something like that. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching to the end. If you look somewhere on your left or your right, you'll find a video from another Ashesi YouTuber. It's called Enoch. He's speaking about e-learning platforms where students can get paid courses for free and so on and so forth. So definitely check it out. And then you'll find other links to other videos or interesting stuff on the right side. In fact, it will be somewhere on the screen. And also there are some things in the description box, so please definitely check them out. Hey, I almost forgot. Please, if you like this video, click on the like button, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you.